Spo, does it have to be like prearranged to get Udonis to accept the invitation, or what, how does that work?
Yeah, I mean that was just great hearing everybody, chant, his name and everything. He doesn't need to go in there, That's just all love from 305, which was really cool.
Eric, obviously it went very well in the preseason. Could you have foreseen something like this? And to that end, was there a little bit of that memory edge that was in play in this game?
Look, I don't know. You definitely can't predict games. It's competition, so you have no idea what's going to happen. I think, there's a lot of different factors, probably a lot of things that are true about it. I think the biggest thing is our group is excited about, this season and the opportunity we have as a team together. And you guys have had a really good training camp. They've been preparing for this regular season, and I think everybody was just looking forward to starting off. And there's, of course, it's fun to play against, the reigning champions. But all the other storylines, I don't know. I think there's just more excitement from within about this group and the opportunity.
So when you were sitting back and kind of formulating this offseason with your collection, what were you going to do with your collection of guys? What was the deciding factor in choosing to put Bam in more post up, kind of not only score but score first situations?
I think this is just a constant evolution, of a great player. Each year he's added to his game, and we continue to try to maximize all the different areas on the floor. With him as a playmaker, as a screener, as a post-up player, at the elbow, all of these things, are going to help our team, and add to the menu and our versatility, and our diversity, all that stuff. His ability to, be assertive, just helps everybody.
So we talked so much about the pace in the preseason today. 22 fast break points. What did you like about the way you guys ran off misses and also the turnovers? That generated some of those points.
Yeah, we have, some quick guys, and guys that can anticipate, quick hands, and see plays, before they actually happen. We were good at, forcing turnovers. In previous years, we just didn't necessarily convert them, well. I think that'll be a good quality, for this team, going forward. And then the pace and the random situations. We have a lot of guys that have good instincts, good feel. They're all unselfish, so they'll make, more often than not, the right play. And it's 22 fast break points, but there's probably, double that in terms of kind of the random, situations. And Kyle's a big part of that. But Jimmy and Bam just fit into that style.
And then PJ, those first 8 minutes that he gave you.
He's really inspiring. He's so inspiring. Everybody, Heat Nation was able to see this, tonight. He's literally like this in every single practice. You have to like dial him down. I mean, he's competing every single possession like it's his last possession. He's yelling at people, to do their job defensively, and all the details and everything. He just takes so much pride on that side of the floor. But that level of intensity, it's also with extremely high intelligence level defensively. So he can pick up on a lot of different schemes. He's a great communicator, all of that stuff. It just activates your defense, activates our guys who are also, really good defenders as well.
Eric, last year it didn't seem like Jimmy had as many opportunities to kind of operate one-on-one. Tonight, clear outs, help defense not coming, in part because I guess your spacing was pretty good. But how much easier, not that's easy, but how much easier is the game going to be for Jimmy this year with what you have around him?
I think he has that skill set that you can play him really anywhere. And so the last couple of years, yeah, we played him, effectively at the point forward position a lot. And I think that really helped him and us. In some of these random post or ice situations, the ball is on time, on target, right where you can take advantage of it. And the spacing then really becomes critical, from there. But yeah, he can read defenses and read what's necessary as well as anybody in this league. And advantages by the inches. UD mentioned that because they play one-on-one all the time, and UD has just mentioned how smart Jimmy is. If he just sees a little bit of a turn or a twist of a defender, he knows how to take advantage of that.
To that end, Eric, they were going to cut down on unnatural shooting acts. There were some people concerned Jimmy wouldn't get to the line as much.
I never was concerned about that. Jimmy has never been a flopper. He's never been a guy that's trying to trick the officials. He's rugged. He's physical, but he has a great knack for going through contact. It's not as if those aren't earned. I mean, those are mini car wrecks when he's drawing fouls and going to the line.
Without getting into who should have been on, who was off, who whatever, what was the process of voting for the top 75 players for you?
Well, I won't get into all of them, but without a doubt, the first guy that I voted for was Bob McAdoo, without a doubt. I was like, okay, that was really one of the reasons when they asked me if I wanted to do it. Your first instinct is, whoa, that's some pressure. Who else are you asking? And obviously they've asked virtually everybody to get a wide spectrum of people to vote. But I was like, okay, well, Bob should have been on that top 50. So if I can do anything, I'm going to do it just so I can make sure that hopefully he gets that vote and it's a vote that counts. But he's so deserving of that. Just saw him right now in the locker room. He's really excited about that. And then all the other, Heat guys, of course, as well, I think is really cool. So I just kind of went down one by one, Heat guys, come on, what are you supposed to do? And, Enzo and CB, they were like, right there at the top of my list too, so.
What Tyler's doing now, there seems to be a joy with his play, cast in a role where he can sort of play, sort of a little of his isolation game and just play free. Are you noticing that? Has that been evident since the start? And how helpful will that be to your team?
He's improved each year as well. And so sometimes the narrative can spin out of control about last year. He did have some injuries. Coverages were different. I think teams were way more aware of him. And yet, bottom line, baseline numbers were better than the year before. But I think just going through that kind of struggle and the adjustments, that teams were making against him, for him to go through that, I think was really important. And then, playing at times, sometimes point guard for us. That was a big time learning experience for him. And then now, you can play him with the ball, without the ball, running off screens on the baseline. You can play him as a secondary point guard, third point guard. He has that kind of skill set, and his confidence is just continuing to grow.
All right, Coach. Thank you.
Thank you. We are